was going into Tosche Station to pick up some power converters.
So I'm recording this a little late. I'm recording it on Monday the 12th. And I haven't seen... Oh, that'd be a lie. I've seen one little spoiler thing. And it has to deal with someone who shows up in the episode. And I'm recording this on Monday, so I probably won't even get it out until Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. So it's Hera. I saw a picture of Hera. I was like, oh, okay. So Hera Syndulla's in this episode. And that's basically all I know. But yeah, I was busy this weekend doing fun life things with friends. So I would say I'm sorry, but not really sure how many people are going to be watching this. So usually I try to get these out sooner, but like I mentioned, life things. But I mean, let's get into it. But I don't even know what this episode is called. It is called Devil's Deal, as the seeds of rebellion foment? I don't even know what that word means. On an outer rim world, the Empire schemes to squash it. I wonder if the Outer Rim world could possibly be Lothal? That would be interesting if they throw Lothal into this. Alright. I swear I do this every single time and I don't mean to. This is what, episode 11? And there's 16? That's kind of crazy, actually. Or maybe Ryloth? Probably Ryloth. That makes the most sense, kinda. Crosshair's here. Is that Hera? Oh, there's Cham. Alright, because they kind of started working together again in Clone Wars. Ryloth. Oh, wife. That's his wife. Okay. Sounds like the same voice actor, too. Who is that? Is that like Bly, maybe? I don't know, but I love his haircut. It'd look like mine if mine was like done. Also, that color scheme is really nice. I like that blue. Also, looks very worn down. I really like that look. Also, I think is this tattoo new to Cham? I don't quite know. I just realized that I think only Twi'lek women have like the not really horn but protrusion on the side of their head, and then males have the ears. Man, they really love Cham and not so much Senator Tal, I think it is. That's Ramparts, I believe. I was gonna say that'd be kind of weird if Hera was there, but yeah, that's just Hera's mom. But yeah, I never noticed that until now. Is it possible this is Chopper? Yep. Oh, so they all had to turn over their weapons to the Empire. It's kind of weird seeing Chopper in Clone Wars aesthetic. Less cartoony. The haircut on that haircut on a clone looks badass. Either way, it doesn't matter. I have a feeling Gobi will start something, and then Cham will see what he's been doing the whole time, and Gobi this episode. Also, that thing that like kind of wraps around the frame of Hera's head and into her Leku, I think that's what they're called. But that just looks like a pain to take off. Like it's like. I wonder how much younger Hera is in this compared to Rebels. I feel like this sort of Cham is much different than during the Clone Wars. Like during the Clone Wars, he was very hesitant to accept outside help. Whereas now he's like, yes, Empire, please. I just want this all to be over. Oh yeah, they're gonna get caught on some shit. Especially because Crosshair's gonna be tracking them. That's not great. I wonder what they're doing. And they said contact, so they're meeting someone. Said contact is inbound. Just curious who they're meeting. Also, are they meeting on a moon that has an atmosphere? Interesting. He's trying to pick up more weapons. That looks like an Imperial shuttle. Rex, maybe? Oh, Bad Batch. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why. I just wasn't expecting to see the Bad Batch in this episode. But yeah, like, I just completely forgot that this was called the Bad Batch. They're really driving home the Hera being a pilot motif. Hera asked Omega if they're being chased and if they're in trouble. Then Omega responded saying that, well, they are the ones in trouble since the delivery. They just get shot at, explode. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all, leaving for like 20 minutes then landing back. Unless they're not going directly back. Well, they're getting shot down. Ooh, Cham's not gonna be happy. Crosshair, he has an alright shot. Basically just took down a whole shuttle with one sniper bullet. Oh, those are the, that's like the tank thing that you see in Revenge of the Sith on, I think it was Kashyyyk, right? But like with the multiple wheels and it's just like a big old rectangle. Tal still doesn't like the Syndullas at all, even after everything. And he seems to be more on the Empire side than anyone else. Senator Ta. Not Tal, Ta. Honestly, after seeing Chopper a little bit more, he kind of just looks like what he did in Rebels. Maybe just like a little bit more detail, but for the most part, he kind of looks the same. So that comment earlier doesn't really track. I don't think Cham dies, but maybe his wife does. I don't think we see Hera's mom in Rebels. I might be wrong, but I don't remember so. One blaster bolt takes out an entire speeder? I don't know about that. At least that's what it looked like. Oh, wow. Damn. Crosshair went for Ta? Oh, then they're gonna pin it on Cham. That's what's gonna happen. Hera and Chopper got away, though. Oh. That's the end. Okay, so episode 11, Devil's Deal. This seems like it's a part 1 of 2 episode scenario. Just by the way they like left it as a cliffhanger, with Hera and Chopper getting away, and then Rampart telling Gree or Glee. Okay, so I guess that's just Hauser. For some reason, I thought I heard someone said Glee or Gree. I thought I heard Rampart say that, but maybe I just misheard it. But yeah, Hauser's paint job is like dope and all that stuff. Hauser was ordered by Rampart to go after Hera and Chopper. So it kind of ended off of that sort of cliffhanger. So I'm curious on if there will be a part 2, because it's very leaning towards that. But overall, I think it's good. I honestly think this is probably the worst episode so far. Just because of the lack of reveals, and Bad Batch isn't really in it. It kind of focuses on Ryloth and their struggle as a planet from the Clone Wars to now the Empire taking over. So that's kind of cool, but overall, it was all right. It was good. It was good galaxy building. But overall, I think it was just all right. I think I'm gonna give it like a 6.1. Like I mentioned, I thought it was a good episode. I don't think it was a bad episode by any means, but I think it's probably the worst episode so far. It's probably better for people who really loved Rebels, which I enjoyed Rebels. There was just some of the, I think it was honestly probably mainly the art style kind of just doesn't let me get into it as much, and then some of the actions and things that take place are a bit just too cartoony and childish for me. But it's still a great series. Honestly, the good to bad episode ratio is probably better in Rebels than it is in Clone Wars. but I think the best episodes in Clone Wars kind of outweigh all the bad in Clone Wars, so then you can kind of get over it a little bit easier. But overall, I still think the episode was really good. It was funny, because when the Bad Batch showed up, I was surprised, because I completely forgot that the series is about the Bad Batch. So when they showed up, I was like, oh, yeah, like, it literally made me think it was just an episode of Clone Wars. So that was actually kind of nice. But overall, the episode just focused on the continued struggle of Ryloth. From being occupied and that whole situation happening in, I think it was season 1 of Clone Wars, to now being occupied by the Empire, and Cham not really knowing what the Empire has in store for them in the future. But I guess the main thing is that this episode really just tries to pound home is Hera's kind of obsession with being a pilot and flying. That, along with the continued distrust between Cham Syndulla and Senator Ta, who I was saying like tall and tall during the reaction, that was kind of dumb on my part. It's just Ta. But their feud is built up, and then it kind of comes to a culmination point where Syndulla hears that his daughter Hera is being called a traitor and will probably be executed or put in prison. That causes him to stop a tank that has Ta, Rampart, Senator Rampart for the Empire, along with Captain Hauser, and then Hera, Gobi, and one of the other Cham Syndulla kind of rebels, I guess. But after those people get taken over, after they stop that tank, they kind of bring him out, and Cham is about to shoot Ta, and then Crosshair, out of the corner of nowhere, just obliterates Ta's face. And then afterwards, they're basically pinning that murder on Cham Syndulla. And for the most part, that's basically all that happened. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The Bad Batch was barely in the episode. They just came to deliver weapons to Gobi, which was like a secret meeting that they were taking because it was a job for Sid. And after they got the weapons, they came back and Crosshair was tracking them the whole time, and then they got shot down, they got captured, and then the whole thing at the end that I just mentioned happens. But it's interesting that the Bad Batch is still working for Sid. I thought after the last episode that they wouldn't be doing any more jobs with Sid, but I have a feeling that this was kind of a setup for part 2 where the Bad Batch comes in and potentially rescues Cham Syndulla. But also at the same time, I don't know, because I don't think there's necessarily any reason for them to be sent back, unless Sid finds out, like, hey, can you go back and get Gobi out of prison and save them and stuff like that. And also, while you're at it, find Hera Syndulla. But yeah, honestly, I think that's, if this is kind of like a part 1 of 2 deal, I'm pretty sure this is the first in Bad Batch. This is the first, like, not necessarily arc, but multiple episode story. Because honestly, for the most part, it was kind of like a adventure of the week type deal. And, oh, Omega got captured, let's go find her. And now we're back here. So yeah, not all too much happened, honestly. But it was still a good episode. It was just much more Clone Wars-y than the rest of this series. But obviously that's mainly because the Bad Batch just wasn't really in it. I think the Bad Batch was probably in it for 3 minutes tops, probably. But yeah, it was a good episode, but I'm looking forward to what happens next, which I think the next part will be somehow the Bad Batch being sent back to free the captured Gobi and Cham Syndulla. And Cham Syndulla's wife, which I don't necessarily remember her name, but I think she will die in their escape, because I don't remember her coming up in Rebels. And then maybe they also find Hera on their way out, and then that's the end of that episode. And then that will leave 4 episodes left of the series, which I hope becomes a 4-episode arc of kind of finalizing everything, because we haven't seen the Prime Minister or Nala Se on Kamino for multiple episodes now, I think they might have been shown in episode 9, the episode where they get Omega back, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's what I think that's going to happen. I think the ending of this really seemed like a ending of part 1 leading to part 2 scenario. And if not, then it's also kind of a good ending point to see how Hera goes from the last scene in there was getting taken away by Chopper to Rebels being a master pilot and leader of their rebellion group. But yeah, that's really all I got. I want to thank you for watching. I stream these reactions live on Fridays at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. That can kind of vary, but usually that's the time I go live. And if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also you can go watch me live on Twitch, like I mentioned, at twitch.tv/werewolf123. I also have another YouTube channel, which is basically just overall nerdy content. The channel name is Werewolf123. I'll also have that in a link down below. But yeah, honestly, I think that's all we got. A lot of galaxy building, a lot of empire building, with Ryloth being the center of it. Unfortunately for all Twi'leks, that they're being put through some bullshit again. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the next episode brings. We're closing in on the end of the series, or the season. I don't know if there's more than one season, but we shall see. We're winding down to the end, so there needs to be some sort of reveals and conclusions to some of these storylines with Omegas specifically, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes down. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.